Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our second STEM lesson, and it's Unit 14, Materials and Their Properties. Before we begin the lesson, here are a few reminders. Just go through and have your things ready before we begin the lesson. Before we begin today's lesson, let's recap what we did in the last lesson. Last lesson, we looked at four main properties of certain materials, and the four main properties, do you remember? One is transparency to light, second, magnetic property, third, electrical conductivity, and the fourth was heat conductors, okay, or heat conductivity. Now, if you look at the picture, you see a scene. It's an everyday scene, and where we have lots of different objects made up of different materials, and these materials have unique properties which make them suitable for this purpose. Look at the big window there. Okay, what property does this material have? It has transparency to light. That is the property, so that we can see through. Light can pass through and we can see. So glass, they have transparency to light, and it's useful in making certain objects. Look at the other property, magnetic property. We know that certain materials, certain metals especially, when you run electricity through them, they become powerful magnets, okay? They conduct electricity faster, they become electromagnets, and this property of certain metals is very useful in many things, such as bullet trains, making strong electromagnets, and even running many electrical appliances such as our doorbell or maybe this treadmill here. So materials have their unique properties, and because of the properties, they have specific uses. In today's lesson, we'll look at how to correctly handle the different materials that we have at home. All different materials, they have properties. We know that. Now, these properties could be dangerous. It could be they are, of course, beneficial to us, but we should correctly know the way to handle these properties. Now, if you look at the picture in front of you, you see a lot of household items. Now, these bottles, these containers, they have strong chemicals inside them. We use them for bathroom cleaning, we use them as detergents, we use them in the kitchen for the floor cleaning, and we also add them in the laundry for our clothes to smell good. Of course, they are useful to us. They're very, very useful, but at the same time, they're equally dangerous. So, as a consumer, okay, consumer means the final person who uses this product. So we are the final consumers. We should know how to handle these materials properly in a proper way. In this lesson, we'll look at four important things. Now, since materials are used in our household items every day, and there are so many around us, not all materials are safe. Some could be poisonous, some could be hazardous, some could be life-threatening. So there are four things we should know as consumer when we handle these materials as everyday household items. Number one, labeling them properly. We as a consumer, we should know how to read the labels on every package. If you buy anything, you would notice that there are many small lines like a barcode, and there's also a safety label or a label with instructions at the bottom. It's very important for us to know how to read it and know what different signs on the bar label or the label means, okay? And now this label, it could have safety instructions, it could have manufacturing date, it could have expiry date, it could tell us how to use these household items properly, and it would also give us the warning signs. That means on your left you see those four signs. These are the warning signs, and there are many other signs which we as consumers should know how to read these signs. Now, the one bottle that you see in front of you, the bleach, it's common household item. Every house will have this. Even if you see in our school, we use this bleach to clean the floors or sometimes, to clean dirty laundry. It has multiple uses. Now, this bleach, it says it's corrosive. That means it is so strong that if it falls on your hand, if you do not use this bleach properly, if you don't wear gloves and use this bleach, if it falls or if it comes direct contact with your skin, it can burn your skin, it can cause irritation to your skin, it can cause rashes to your skin, it can hurt your skin. So you have to be very careful when you're handling this. If it falls on your clothes, say for example, if this bleach is a white bleach and it falls on any color clothing, the clothing will lose its color. It will become plain. So, we as consumers, we should know how to read the label. Okay, so from today onwards, if you're going in the supermarket, if you're buying something, turn the package around and look for the labels and read the labels carefully. And as a smart consumer, learn to know the different signs, the different codes, okay? If there are any symbols, you should know what this symbol is. So one is labeling them properly. Number two, using them for their intended purpose. That means, look on your right, there are two pictures given, okay? All these, if you've noticed, all these bleaches and cleaners and toilet cleaners and all these things, they come with a cap, the cap, the top is like, it has a measurement. Why? Because since these are harmful, dangerous chemicals, you should only use them as per the required instruction. Just because they clean well, they clean the bacteria and the virus and the germs, and they keep our toilets clean and the kitchen top and the floor clean, doesn't mean you use them in excess. Too much use can be very dangerous. So we have to use as per the instructions, even while doing laundry. When we do laundry, if you see, if it's a laundry detergent powder, it comes with a spoon. Okay, the spoon has a measurement on it. If it's liquid, it'll come with a cap. Now, just because your clothes are very dirty, you cannot put 2 to 3 scoops. It's very dangerous. It can be harmful to your skin once you wear that clothing. So we have to only use them for the intended purpose, and do not use them more than the required quantity, and also do not mix chemicals and use them for a better result or something. They can be harmful. And if it's meant for bathroom use, do not use it in kitchen, because it has got because if you use it in kitchen, it could mix up with the food item or the water, and if we consume it, it can be very dangerous. Likewise for the medicine, okay? If it's a cough medicine, you cannot use it for fever. If it's fever medicine, you cannot use it for something else. Each medicine has its own property and its own use. And if someone's got fever or someone's coughing and she went to the doctor and got medicine for her, can we take that same medicine just because we are feeling a little coughy today? No, the answer is big no, we cannot, because we could be coughing for a different reason. Okay, so never ever exchange medicines or take medicines without an adult supervision, and we should not share our medicines with someone else. Okay, so don't be that generous while using medicine. Next one. Look at this picture. Here we'll look at how certain household items which are which we use for every day, which we have it, and what are the dangers. Look at the one in front of you. It says flash. If you turn around, you can see that symbol. Okay, it looks like an exclamatory mark, but it is a warning sign. It's telling you something about this product. I want you to play the game, the hazardous symbol game online, which Mrs. Desai has posted, and tell me what warning sign this is, right? Now, look at the one at the top, the Q-Tex nail polish remover. All girls have used this one, okay? It removes the nail paint from our nails. If you've smelled it, it's got a very strong acetone smell. It is very strong. It may not be like suitable for someone who's got some breathing difficulty or asthma or some wheezing or cough related, sensitive lungs. It can cause lung irritation. If it falls on your skin, it'll skin irritant. That means your skin will itch, it'll burn, it'll cause some very sensation, okay, because it's got strong chemicals inside. Now, laundry detergent, if it goes into your eyes, eye irritation, that means your eyes will become red, it'll start watering, sometimes it can get swollen, and you might even have to see doctor. So young children should not use any of the products which are given here and many other household items. Now look at the one on the right, insecticide. It is nothing but poison. Poison that kills cockroaches, insects, mosquitoes, and many other things. So only an adult can use this insecticide. It's not a house spray or something. So please don't touch if you see these kind of household items. And it says organ damage. That means if you inhale it, the poison is so strong, depending on the amount you have inhaled, it can cause severe organ damage. Okay, so you have to be very careful, and when you use this, you have to keep the windows and all the ventilations open, right? So see, these are some of the harmful effects of these common household items. After learning how to read the labels carefully and how to use product for their specific purposes, number 3, we should also know how to keep these items in suitable places. Now look at the picture in front of you, the kitchen on the left. There are many things which are just kept on the kitchen where they should not be. What would happen if a small child, or if you for that matter, if you come inside the kitchen and if you see something, if you see a bottle which looks the same like a drink that you used to drinking, do you think it's advisable for you to open and drink it? When keeping household items, when storing household items, we should always follow the instructions that are given behind on the packaging, because certain items they have specific requirements. Say for example, the cleaners and bleaches, we have to keep them away from direct sunlight and from fire. So, and also we have to keep them away from food. So we have to keep all the household items according to the instructions given on them, and we should not mix them because it will cause poison if it gets mixed up with our food. So kitchen items, we cannot keep it. So sorry, the bathroom cleaners, we should not keep it in the kitchen on the kitchen countertop. We have to keep them, store them away out of reach of children, and follow the instructions that are given at the back of the product. Now, some flammable and volatile chemicals, we have to keep them in cool areas because they can easily catch fire. So we have to store them in cool areas. Finally, we'll look at how to dispose used materials properly. We all have a lot of garbage collected in our kitchen, from our house every day, from our bathrooms, and we just throw them in the rubbish bin outside our premises. Finally, we should also know how to dispose these materials properly, right? Because disposal of material is very important. The entire environmental system, the ecosystem, our planet relies on how we dispose the materials. So again, as consumers, as end consumers, the kind of waste that we create, we have to be very much aware. First, we should know what we can recycle, what we can reuse. Then we should also know what we cannot recycle and how to dispose this non-recycled material. Okay, all of you have seen such multicolor bins, right? Rubbish bins, and they have a specific purpose, because if we put all rubbish together, it's very difficult for the people to sort out the rubbish into its like smaller bits. So we, as responsible citizens, we should put glass inside the glass rubbish bin, plastic separate, metal. We have to segregate. That means separate the rubbish that we have at home. It's easier to recycle rubbish. And besides these waste, there are also a lot of other waste that we produce at home, like electronics, used batteries, probably some electrical appliance which is not working, laptop, keyboard. Now all this is called chemical waste, because even though the battery is no longer in use, it's discharged, there is still some little power inside, and there are certain dangerous chemicals like lithium which can be very, very powerful, and it's a very active material. If it comes in contact with other material, it can explode and it can just give a big fire. So we have to be very careful when we dispose batteries and other electrical appliances. We have to just put them separately so that the rubbish collectors, they can come and they can take them and they will throw them in a special unit for electrical appliances. So disposing waste is very, very crucial. Now, besides this, we also have lots of medicines at home which we do not use or which are like expired. What do we do with these medicines? Can we throw them here? Where should we throw them? Good thinking. If we throw them here, now the tablets, the medicines that we take are nothing but pure chemicals. Okay, we take it only when we are not well. So we have to dispose them thoughtfully. All the medicines that we have which are expired at home, we should go to the hospital, and usually all the hospitals, they have a box where you can just dispose your expired medicines, and the hospital has a facility. They have a procedure on how to dispose these things properly. Yeah, so we should know how to dispose materials properly. Here again, we are talking about some dangerous waste, which doesn't look dangerous, but it's quite dangerous, and every house has these household items. Like most of you must have seen that kind of spray. It can be a hairspray, it can be aerosol spray, or it can be any other spray. And these spraying cans, we have to be very careful, because it has because the chemical inside is pressurized at a high pressure, and so the liquid inside comes out as a spray, as a kind of gas. Okay, it comes out as an aerosol spray, so that it can just spread faster. So we have to be very careful. It can be a dangerous chemical waste. The paint that we have in our house, sometimes all of you would have seen that. We should not use this container as something else, and you have to let the paint in it completely dry before disposing it, because the paint inside has chemicals, and if it comes in contact with some exposed light, it can cause fire. Now here, all these household cleaning liquids such as bleaches, detergents, cleaners, you have to be very careful, and you have to use proper, say gloves, long gloves, and proper gloves, not the plasticky or the thin gloves. You have to wear proper gloves and cover your skin so that it doesn't irritate our skin. And lastly, as I talked before, the medicines, okay, you have to give it to the hospital and do not flush it down the drain. Okay, give it to the local pharmacy or the hospital, and they know how to dispose these medicines effectively. Thank you, and remember to do the Google form and also the games that I've posted, so that you have a better understanding and clarity on the subject.